What's up, everyone? 11 teams just became 10 on the Amazing Race.
The first alliance has been formed.
And we've got so much to talk about. So welcome to your Amazing Race Breakdown. Right before we get started, if you are new around here, make sure to hit the subscribe button. We're here every single week breaking down the Amazing Race for all you cool cats and kittens out there. Oh Lord, did Carol Baskin just enter the room?
God.
That just entered
my
my
husband,
soul.
Carol Baskin?
I didn't. Okay, well that's a story for another time. Hit the subscribe button, folks. We're here every single. I don't even know why that came out of my mouth. Okay, I'm just taking Carol Baskin's soul out of me there. Hit the subscribe button. We're here every single week, folks, breaking down the Amazing Race with occasional things happening like that. And one more thing.
Make sure to hit the like button, everybody. It really helps us out with the YouTube algorithm, and one like goes a really long way.
Call them cool cats and kittens.
Cool cats and kittens.
Thank you.
Especially as smaller content creators.
Yeah, so all you cool cats and kittens, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Let's get to the breakdown. Alright, episode 3 of the Amazing Race European Adventure has just aired, and we are here to talk all about it. Sam, how are you doing? Welcome on in for another week of Amazing Race. I hope you're excited to talk all things Amazing Race.
I am. I'm like, you guys have no idea how excited I am to be talking about Amazing Race every week right now. It's so much fun to be watching Big Brother players and getting into Amazing Race a little more. I mean, I've only seen 2 seasons, and this is my 3rd one, and I'm hooked.
This is, I mean, for me, it's my 2nd season of Amazing Race. I've started a couple here and there, but not enough where I can go, I remember that, because I don't. I'd be lying to you if I said I did. I've seen season 1, and I've seen this latest one. Yeah. And what I love, and I said this in a previous recap, is they haven't changed it much from the start.
Not really. And
that to me goes a long way, because sometimes I think with a lot of shows, I'm a big person of, if it's not broke, you don't have to fix it, right? And the Amazing Race isn't broke, and I love the fact that it still feels like the good old game that it's always been. But I'm glad to be here talking about all these Big Brother players. I'll preface everybody, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, you can probably tell in my voice, but we're here, you know what I mean? We can't give up. Megan and Matt didn't give up towards the end. Megan and Turner didn't give up until the end of that. Well, they didn't give up at all, so I can't either. But it was the end of the line for Megan and Matt this week. Megan and Turner. Which one are we going to go with? Megan and Matt?
It feels wrong to say Matt for some reason. Yeah. I don't know why. They keep pushing Matt down our throats.
The title card says it though. Like, you know, it says...
But he said he tried to get them to... He's like, I go by Turner.
All I can do is go off the title card. Listen, it says Matt, so it has to be. We're going down way too much of a rabbit hole right now. Commiserations to, I'm going to say Turner, because that's what we know and love him as. It's Turner. Massive commiserations to Turner and Megan for losing this race. But let's jump right back to the start of this leg and talk about what they all had to do and how it all ended up unfolding. The first step was Zolfan Palace, which was the last pit stop, and they had to head over to Kutnahora Municipal Brewery. Try saying that when you've got a flu. I nearly got through that.
So we started the episode with Jag and Jas starting at 5:15, I believe, in the morning.
For comparison, Megan and Turner left at 11:35, I believe.
Over 6 hours after Jag and Jas started.
Madness.
Yeah, so, and right off the bat, that team said that they wanted to wait up for the other 2 teams that they had been working with closely the last episode. Which is Joseph and Adam and Natalie and Stephanie. So they said, we're going to wait for them and we're all going to go in this together, which was definitely an interesting strategy.
That's one way to phrase it. We're going to do this together. Basically means we don't want to get blood on our hands. No. We want them to decide the driver's seat.
It was pretty transparent, at least to us as the viewers.
What I was thinking was if they fall for it, they're chumps. You know, like you're taking them for... You've got to have some aspect of taking somebody for a fool if this is going to work.
Yeah, so they ended up waiting... Because I looked at the times that Joseph and Adam and Natalie and Stephanie started. Joseph and Adam started at 5:45. So they waited for half an hour for the other two teams just so they could, like, be on an equal playing field and so that they wouldn't have to be the ones to do the driver's seat. They were like, we have enough blood on our hands already. We're going to throw it to someone else.
And that is why Jag is good at these games, and while I have been on the channel very critical of Jag's game on Big Brother, I still do consider him to be the weakest player, or the weakest Big Brother winner of all time. Definitely not the weakest player, but winner. Yes, I'm still not going to discredit the fact that he knows what he's doing. He's good. He knows how to win these things. And decisions like that are what puts him ahead above the rest.
Yes. It is the beginning of the game still. It's still pretty early. But I think if they do keep going down this route where they blatantly try to get the blood off their hands, I think it'll become pretty transparent. People will clock on. I think that was probably also Jag's fault in his Big Brother game of like...
Well, I completely agree. I do want to bring up one thing you said, though, before I forget it, because the aspect of, if they keep doing this, are people going to catch on? The two people the two teams they've surrounded with themselves is something, and you mentioned this, is the two nicest teams in the race. Yeah. And I feel like that could be intentional from Jag and Jazz.
Yes.
If it is, bravo, that's fantastic. Yeah. Because Joseph, his biggest flaw in Big Brother was he was the nice guy and people took advantage of that. Mm-hmm. And Jag and Jazz are doing that right now.
Yep.
And then we look at Natalie and Stephanie, and you mentioned about Natalie.
Yeah, so Natalie, after they were done with the first roadblock, jumping ahead a little bit, but after they were done with the first roadblock, Natalie and Stephanie got directions. They wrote down the directions for both of the teams in their new train wreck alliance.
Natalie literally evolved into a GPS.
Yeah.
And she was like...
She took the time to actually write down the directions for two other teams and actually, like, spent her time doing that when they could have gotten ahead of the other teams, which, socially, great strategy, but in terms of, like, getting ahead in the race, if they keep going in that trajectory of making themselves fall behind in order to help the other teams, they might end up kind of falling flat.
And that's a lot, writing all those notes down.
Yeah, that takes time.
I'll tell you what, right, listen, if they lose this race, I'm sure Natalie can find a job as a tour guide in the Czech Republic.
Yeah, and adding on to that, near the end, Jag and Jazz, they wanted to let Natalie and Stephanie get the win to get number one. And they said it was for reasons like, oh, it's Natalie's birthday, and...
Bullshit. Sorry.
Yep.
I told you I wasn't feeling very well.
They also said...
Happy birthday, Natalie!
They also said if they didn't write down the directions for them, Natalie and Stephanie would have been in first anyways.
Yeah.
So they were like, they would have been in first anyways, we'll just give it to them.
Bullshit.
But it was obviously...
I've really got a thing. Yeah. I think I need some medication or something. This is really hurting.
It's because they didn't want the blood on their hands of getting, like, first place 3 in a row.
Oh, wait. That's the truth.
So all 3 teams got to the first roadblock, and they actually had probably almost 2 hours... over an hour.
Because the brewery didn't open until I think it was 9 a.m. Yeah.
So the 3 of them kind of strategized on what they would do for the driver's seat. And Natalie and Stephanie were just like ready to take that position.
Yeah. They formed an alliance though. So they got that out of it at least.
That was good.
We need to talk about the name of the alliance.
Yes. Trainwreck.
Trainwreck. I kind of love that. And it's based on the fact that they were the ones who managed to get that getaway train last week when they were stuck in the train station together. But again, this alliance, I feel like, serves Jag and Jazz mainly. That's kind of what I see there. And we'll talk about that a bit more very soon. But yeah, they had to do the old driver's seat, which is a new twist. I hadn't seen this before because, like I said, I've only seen season 1. You want to talk about the driver's seat?
Yeah, so they said that this was only implemented last season. So I hadn't even seen it either. But it was interesting because last season they did it where they had to like carry a certain amount of weights. And so they were kind of going off of the idea that they'd be doing something like that, except it was actually not a physical thing at all.
No.
It was...
you would have to basically fill more beer bottles out.
Yeah, which seemed to be tough for a lot of the groups.
For some of them, just like...
And they never caught on to the fact that you have to do it slow. Like, so many of the teams were like rushing with it.
Hear that, folks? To avoid getting in your face, do it slow.
And so their strategy was to be a little more fair so they didn't get any blood on their hands. So they figured give 3 crates to the guys, 1 crates to the girls, 2 crates for the mixed teams. And it seemed to work out well because all the other teams seemed
nobody was pissed.
Fine with that.
Nobody
complained.
Not a soul was pissed.
Everybody was happy with that.
That was a good move on their part.
Although I do think if it was Jag and Jas that did that, there would be different reactions.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I do think so.
Counterpoint. Here we go.
It was a very good strategy, but I also think because it was Natalie and Stephanie and they're so nice and like not threatening to other people in their minds,
it's like the lovely sisters.
They're like,
you know
okay, that's fair. I think if it was Jag and Jas, they might not have been. I mean, it is a fair strategy, but because of the people doing it, I think they were a little more like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
For sure. I think that's a thing in all these shows that people don't take into account a lot of the time, where if one person did something, they get a pass for it, and if somebody else did something, then they wouldn't, and then people would come down on them harder for doing something, depending on where your position is. If you're not up at the front, like Jag and Jazza, and they're at the front, but they're not at the front.
Yeah.
And front gets the most heat. So I see your point there.
Yeah, and
if Jag and Jazz did do that, it would kind of just incriminate them more than what they already are. They're winning every single race, and they're deciding how many crates.
Yeah.
Like that's what it would.
No matter what they did, people would be upset about it.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what. So I think it was a smart idea to not do the driver's seat for them.
Yeah.
Because no matter what combination, literally anything, there would be people mad.
Yeah. That's a good point, Sam. I do agree with that. You've convinced me, so well done. So after they had bottled the beers, they would have to head over and go and plough the fields. This one was an interesting one to watch because one person in the team had to assume the position of like the horse who would bull forwards and plough the fields with. Sorry, because I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2. That's a game I play this week, so I'm all over all this outside in wildlife with horses and everything right now. I'm in the zone with all this stuff, so I love it, and I think that's why I love this little challenge even more. I've got to ask, Sam, if we were doing this, would I be the horse or would you be the horse? And that's not a question I ever thought I would ask in marriage, but would you like to be the horse, or should I be the horse?
I think you're a little stronger than me in terms of upper body strength.
I less of that little. Jokes aside, though, yes, Sam can carry things. So who am I to say Sam can't be a horse? No, I do think I think you would make a beautiful horse, Sam.
Oh, thank you.
Would I make a beautiful horse too?
Yes, of course you would. Yeah.
You I need a carrot now. Can someone get me a carrot? Yeah, I do think I would be the horse, probably, and you'd be the old Farmer McCready, pushing the thing. I think that's what would happen. So they had to plough along this line and get the clue out from the ground.
Yeah, that seemed like the easiest one.
People got it done pretty fast, faster than I expected. Yeah. After that, they would then head to Zimny Stadium, where they would have to. Oh, this was funny. This one where they had to put their the old ice skates on and all the ice hockey jersey and score the puck into the goal. And some of them did it in 1 time, some of them did it in 2 times, and some people did it in 25 times. That was a lot. We're going to talk about that very, very soon. But once that goal was scored, you were given the coin to the building, which would be the pit stop. Now, let's take it from the top like we've done week after week after week with this, and we'll start with who crossed the finish line first, and go down from there and analyse what we thought of each team. So. At the top, we discussed earlier, Jag and Jazz were like, hey, it's Natalie's birthday, happy birthday, he is first place. So then they crossed the line in first place, Natalie and Stephanie earning $2,500 each. Not a bad payday, right?
Yeah.
I'd take that for my birthday.
I mean, Jag and Jazz did make a good point, though. If they didn't write those directions for the other 2 teams, they would have gotten in first anyways. Yeah. So I'm definitely not taking anything away from them.
Yeah. Listen, there's a combo here that's going on. They are nice guys, absolutely. But there is another level of gameplay happening.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And it's a Venn diagram. These things can go into the same group sometimes. That's what
it all exists at once.
Yeah. But yes, they did come in second place. They really had a fantastic episode, the both of them.
They did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Moving on from those two, because I think we talked about them quite a lot there. And a sentiment I've also seen is like, if Jag and Jazz are at the front of every single thing, it's going to get real fast. So we'll spare y'all from talking the whole episode about Jag and Jazz and move on to third place. Tucker and Eric, they bumped themselves up from last week. Well done, lads, because they had a little bit of a tumble last week. It was a minor tumble.
Yeah.
For any other team, it would have been a mega tumble.
Yes.
When, they went to, buy ice cream and magnets for their families back home, and then they had to go back and do it. But they still managed to surpass somebody in the Trainwreck Alliance. Joseph and Adam were bumped out, and Tucker and Eric were able to make it up to third. Sam, I know you're really enjoying seeing Tucker back on TV.
Yes, I'm so happy to see Tucker back. He's just like, he's so funny and very entertaining to watch. And anytime he comes on the screen, I know it's about to be a fun moment.
I like Tucker because there's no facade.
Yeah.
And the issue with, I think, a lot of people on reality TV, it's always been the case with every single thing on reality TV, is a lot of people are so desperate to be famous and they try so hard and start using Mr. Beast voices when they're talking about things, Jag and Jazz. But I think the case with Tucker is he's a natural. He's weird, he's unique, he's different, but not in a way where it's like I don't know. It's genuine. It's real. I'm only poking a bit of fun there with Jag and Jazz. There was one point in the episode that we were saying like it literally sounded like a Mr. Beast intro.
Yeah, they were like, "Whoa, this has never happened before.
This is crazy, you guys.
This is the craziest thing in the world.
I can't believe this."
Whoa.
And I was just like, okay, is Mr. Beast about to say, I locked two people in a room for 27 days to see if they could live together. Guys, this is crazy. Let's go. That's what it is. Let's go. Let's go, bro. Let's go. My throat is already regretting that. Note to self, don't do that when congested and ill. That's a good idea. Yes, well done to Tucker and Eric coming in third. Bumped, though, into fourth place was Joseph and Adam.
Yes.
Joseph had a little tricky time at the ice rink, didn't he?
Well, even before that, we should definitely talk about something that they ran into, the key incident. After they were doing the plowing, they get to the car and Joseph's like, "Key is not detected." Adam, you had the key, right? Adam's like going through his bag. He's like, it's not in here. And they have to go through the plowing fields and try to find this key within all of the dirt.
Damn technology. But it's one of those incidents. They managed to overcome that though eventually. And it was the ice rink really that's where they kind of fell back. I feel like that was their biggest, even though the key was an incident, I do feel like 20 attempts on the ice rink was a lot. Joseph, though, was talking about how he never did sports back in the day. You wouldn't think it looking at him.
I know, right?
He's a big guy.
I was kind of surprised at that.
Right, and Adam was the one who did do sport. I would have said vice versa. What I love about Joseph is I feel like he is very protective over his brother, and he's looking out for him. And I could just tell, as an older brother myself, I can pick up on those things, and I mean you can probably pick up on it as a younger sibling. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So those like things when like someone's protective or looking out for you. I really like Joseph. I really do. Sweetheart. I loved him on Big Brother 24, and I'm finding myself reminding myself essentially why I thought he was so great. He's a nice guy. Yeah.
Like not even just nice, like
kind,
sweet heart. Like
caring. He's great. He's fantastic. So I'm glad that they didn't end up at the back of the pack. No. Fourth place, not too shabby there. But I'll tell you what also isn't too shabby. Fifth place for Hannah and Simone. Yeah,
they're working their way up. They're doing very well. Yeah, I mean, I think they're doing very well at each roadblock. I think it's just because they were placed lower in the first part that they haven't been able to make up the time for that. But other than that, I feel like they've just been smooth sailing. We haven't seen anything really get in their way.
I think the thing with Hannah and Simone is they are very much they are the epitome of how things can go really well when you choose the right person for the right task.
Yes.
Because I think a lot of the time with the couples, and I'm not saying I don't think we'd be the same because I feel like we're very communicative.
Yes.
But I'm not singling anyone out, but I feel like there are couples in this race and on previous seasons of The Amazing Race where they butt heads and get a little bit egotistical. But that's obviously why casting puts them on. Thank you, great TV.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes when it's like the parent and the kid, or it's the husband and the wife, or whatever, the spouses, I think sometimes there's a little bit of ego in there where it's like, no, I should do this. No, I should do this. Whereas I feel like when you're siblings, you've grown up together. You've been together from being kids into teenagers into adults. Even though you probably argue all the time when you were younger, and you might still now. I feel like it's almost like a brain...
each other.
There's a brainwave thing where
well.
you're just like, yeah, bro, you got this. Or like, nah, you got this.
Yeah.
And
you know each other's
and you're just like, okay,
and
great,
weaknesses.
get on it. And you get on with it. And, because you know it. Like, I'm thinking already, like, I know me and my brother, James, like, we're very, on very different, I would say, athletic levels. James is a lot more athletic than I am. But at the same time, I feel like we both just lock in. And he'd be like, yeah, you got this one. And I'd be like, yeah, 100%. I ain't running. I ain't lifting. I'm doing this. Thank you, James. And I'll do the other stuff, or at least I'll try to. But yeah, no. And I feel like you'd feel the same way with Jade.
Yeah, no. I mean, Jade, she has like so many facts in her head. If this was like a trivia thing, she'd have it on lock. If it was I think she's more athletic than me for sure. I think I'd do well with a memory.
Yeah.
With the memory thing.
Yeah.
So, like, we know each other's strengths and weaknesses very, very well.
And that's the thing that siblings have. That's a massive advantage.
Yeah.
There's no beating around the bush. There's no, like, you want to make your partner happy or anything like that. It's just, it's straight up.
Yeah.
Okay, bro, you're doing this.
Yeah.
I'm
You're
doing
not afraid to, like, just be blunt.
Simple as that. Right, and you can be blunt with your partner, but it's a different...
It's a different...
It's a different kind of thing.
You don't really care about, hurting their feelings.
Right. And I think Tucker and Eric are benefiting from that. I think Joseph and Adam are, and Hannah and Simone.
Yeah, Jack and Jazz.
Rubina and Jack and Jazz, absolutely. Rubina and Christina, so all the siblings. They're all doing great. If you notice, there's a lot of siblings up front.
A lot of siblings.
Well, okay, in fact, let's just look at the list. First sibling, second sibling, third sibling, fourth sibling, fifth sibling. The top 5 are all siblings.
Wow. Okay.
Theory time.
Oh
Theory
my God.
time. We just cracked something.
Like just in this moment.
Siblings for the Amazing Race.
And if Rubina and Christine and Izzy and Paige were switch, then the whole top
Rubina
6.
and Christina the outliers, I feel like a little bit. But like
they're
you said,
too nice
they are.
with each other.
Yeah, although Rubina got a little stressed out. We'll talk about that soon. 6th place, Izzy and Paige. They had a relatively smooth episode. We can gloss over them. There wasn't really much going on. I love Izzy's reactions to everything. It's just brilliant. 7
with the beer.
Izzy is the gift that keeps on giving for me. I know a lot of people don't like her, but she's the difference of, like, say if you've just made a lovely meal and it's missing one spice, you put a bit of Izzy in, the meal's perfect. That's how I see it.
She's the garlic, the red pepper flakes.
Go and get it, Sam. Go. Yeah,
the onion.
More of these, Sam. Come on.
She's the adobo.
The adobo, you're a fan of adobo.
I love adobo.
Aren't you? Yeah. And you've been cooking a little bit.
Yes,
I'll tell you what, I'm going to shout out Sam for a second because I haven't been feeling very well. Sam made the most amazing Thai green curry this week. I just see you brought up adobo, and there isn't adobo in it, but you started going on your cooking tangent. And I had to bring that up just to let everybody know how freaking amazing Sam is. I tell you what, folks, one of the best Thai green curries I've ever had. And you haven't really been much of a cook before, have you?
Never.
But you're getting into it, aren't you?
I consider myself not to be a good cook in the slightest.
It's usually me who does more of the cooking, isn't it?
If you said like 6 months ago, I think you would have been like, don't allow Sam in a kitchen, because I would end up burning everything. I would somehow make it completely the wrong texture. Like...
No comment.
Moving on. So, Rubina and Christine were in 7th. They had a bit of a rocky time. Yeah.
I just summarized that with one word. Stress.
I fully relate to Rubina. Like, I feel like this would be me in the moment where I'm like, I don't want to anyone down and I'm really stressed out and I can't think straight right now. And I'm like, ah. And yeah, I mean, they had one of those moments, but then they got on with it.
Yep.
And didn't Christine get it in one attempt at the ice hockey?
Maybe she did.
I think she got it in one attempt and they were like, whoa.
Yeah.
And they were able to like just go on ahead.
It was 1 or 2, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right, and in 8th, we had Chelsea and Jack.
They had a rough episode.
They did. I mean, Chelsea said at the end, too, exactly what we were thinking, was that they were really good with the roadblocks, smooth sailing, but in terms of navigating and directions...
And
communication, not so much. They're having trouble with that.
Yeah, they're having trouble. I think they are birds of a feather. They both want their own way. You know, I watched Chelsea for a full season. I did live feed updates all season. Y'all remember that if you spent Big Brother 26 with me. And Chelsea is somebody who navigates her own path. If there is a path that Chelsea doesn't like, she creates her own. That's how she won the game. And that's evident in Chelsea's life, I think.
Yeah.
And I think she gets it from her dad because her dad's the exact same way. They have got to squash that if they want to make it further in the race.
Yes.
Or they've got to become siblings because that's obviously what needs to happen.
Right?
To
you want to win Amazing Race, you have to be siblings.
So it's interesting though because then we look at the last 3 in the pack and all of them are people who are in romantic relationships together, not siblings. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll hold. Should we go in the race or should we? Do you want to? You should apply with Jade. I'll apply with Jade. Double our chances.
Yeah. I think that's a good idea.
Bollocks to it. I'd want to race with
No,
Sam.
I know.
Yeah,
I think we'd make a good team.
I think we would.
We have very different strengths and weaknesses that make up for each other's, and we're very good at communication.
That's our strongest suit.
Yes.
And I think that's
and strategy.
because I know we're talking there about strategy. You sound like Mark Corrigan there. If anyone knows the Peep Show, please let us know in the comment section. It's a great show. But yeah, no. I, even though we did highlight the fact that it's all the siblings at the top, I think the real takeaway is not necessarily that siblings. It just so happens to be siblings. It's really about the best communicators.
Yeah.
So that's why I think we'd actually do all right.
Yes.
But yes, let's talk about the not so successful romantic relationships at the back. Kyland and Taylor in 9th place. They're trailing. They need to pick it up fast and make some moves, or otherwise they're going to be gone by the end of October.
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, the first episode, because they got so far behind that they haven't been able to like work their way up, but they did really well this episode. It was just the fact that they were so many hours behind. They've got to rely rolling over into the next.
Right, so they've got to rely on people up front messing it up because that's when they can make their step.
Yeah.
In 10th place, Kat and Alex. Alex had a little bit of a nightmare. A lot of a nightmare. I was saying to Sam, I was like I love Kat. Kat's great, but I was thinking Alex has carried the team this episode. Like, he didn't do well in the challenges, but he's the only one who had to do anything in the challenges.
Did both of the roadblocks.
He was the horse in the plough. He bottled the beers. And he was the one to don the ice hockey jersey to try and get the puck in.
Yeah.
He had a rough time. I want to remind everybody, 25 attempts the man did on the puck.
He was so tired from being the horse and from bottling the beers and then pouring them out every time he did them. But
I mean, the one thing I want to highlight was when Kat was on the sideline saying, once he spirals, it's over. And I'm like, you don't need that energy right now.
No, and
you
also
don't.
Coming from the person who said these bitches are conspiring against me is really funny.
Kat was always in a constant spiral on Big Brother, you know. But she must be talking about what it's like for Alex specifically. Yes. But still, that energy... not there. We don't need that right now.
Positive and supportive in this kind of situation.
And it succeeded for them eventually. 25 years later, they eventually got to the pit stop in 10th place. So Kat and Alex are the ones to watch next week because they're battling from the ground up as they'll be the last team to leave. So they've got to hope that somebody else messes up in front in the same way that Kyland and Taylor have got to hope that someone messes up in front. So Kat and Alex... they've got to double that mess up in front, whereas Kyland and Taylor need one person to mess up. That's it.
It just doesn't seem like they're connecting much, Kat and Alex.
I mean...
they're not communicating very well, it seems, and the fact that every other team, one person did the first roadblock, one person did the second, and the fact that Alex did both of them, like...
Kat's got to
pick it up.
She'll take something next week, I'm sure.
She better do both of them next week.
I'm not sure. In fact, I say I'm sure, but I'm not sure. That's the
thing. You don't know.
You don't know. But what we do know is that eliminated this week was Matt and Megan Turner. Matt Turner.
Listen, if he had it his way, he would be Turner on the show.
But he didn't have it his way, and we must listen to the producers. It says Matt on the card, so we must say Matt too. Matt and Megan.
I'm not saying Matt.
Okay.
I'm saying Turner.
My better half has spoken. Turner and Megan, I better just go with it. Turner and Megan have been eliminated from the competition. I'll tell you what, even though they were in last place the entire time, and they got eliminated, this was the happiest I've seen them in the entire race.
I think they just accepted their fate, and they were just like, we're just going to have fun with it and do the best we can, and whatever happens, happens. Yeah. And I think that's a good attitude to have, rather than like...
Couldn't be me. I'd be stressing. Listen, because I'm also competitive, so I'd be like...
That would not be us. We would be like doing everything in our power.
We'd have our stress session.
Yes.
And get eliminated probably in stress. There's no way we would have walked over the line in peace and love. I mean, maybe we would. I don't know.
Together, but like in terms
of being crushed about the game, it would have just been. We wouldn't have been like, this is all great. So honestly, hats off to them for being able to be.
We would say, can we come back next season?
I was going to say, are you doing sign-ups for an All-Star season or whatever? Come on, we're All-Star material. Yeah. Listen, we haven't even competed on the race yet, but we're going to be on All-Stars. Yeah. It's definite. I kid. But yes, Turner, I've got to stop. Turner and Megan have been eliminated from the race, and the final 10 continue on. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. That is all of your amazing race breakdown for today. We thoroughly hope you all enjoyed it. Final 10. Final 10. We're down to the final 10 as we race into the fall. I'm really enjoying this season. I know I've said that every single week, but I'm continuing to. Listen, you'll hear about it if I'm not enjoying it, but I'm still enjoying it, so I have to say that, right?
Yeah. No, I'm like... Every week, every Wednesday night, I'm getting really excited to watch Amazing Race and see...
I'll tell you what, I'm also... Sorry, I'm so sorry for interrupting you, but the whole Wednesday night thing, it always pops off in the Discord on Wednesday nights, which we love. All the wonderful patrons in there. We always... It's like a little group chat where we're all just chatting about the Amazing Race every single Wednesday, which is so much fun. So it really has become like a little bit of an event.
It's become an event in the Discord for sure.
Yeah.
It's really fun. I've been looking forward to it, and I'm having like the best time just watching and talking about it with you. And
I'm so glad you've genuinely joined us, because it's one of those shows where it's if it's one person talking about two people, you can listen, but if it's two people, and specifically a couple, a team in our essence, especially somebody who can pick up the slack when I'm not feeling so well, and do an amazing job like that, I think it makes it a hell of a lot better. So thank you so much for joining again, Sam. Well, folks, I hope that you're all staying safe, staying positive, and staying healthy out there. And remember to be kind to one another. But in the meantime, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, do all of that wonderful stuff. You're nailing this. But until your next Amazing Race Breakdown, I've been your host, Tom VASEY.
And Sam VASEY.
Good night.